During the filming of Mrs. Doubtfire in 1993, something deeply emotional happened behind the scenes. Sally Field had just learned that her father had passed away. Everyone on set continued working as usual, getting ready for the next scene. But Robin Williams noticed something no one else did. He saw in Sally's eyes that something was wrong. Without making a big fuss, he walked up to the director and asked that her scenes be stopped immediately. Then, he gently took Sally off set so she could grieve. She didn't have to say a word, Robin just knew. The filming schedule was quietly changed so she could spend time with her family. 30 years later, Sally shared this moment publicly for the first time. It wasn't a performance, it wasn't a joke, just pure kindness from someone who truly cared. Robin wasn't just a great actor or comedian. He was someone who could see people's pain and respond with real heart. When filming Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams wasn't just acting. He was creating magic every single day. From the very first day on set, he turned every scene into a new, funny moment. He didn't like doing the same thing twice. Instead, he changed his lines, invented new jokes, and even made up silly characters on the spot. Sally Field said he tried so hard to make her laugh, but she stayed in character. It wasn't until a silly moment from Pierce Brosnan that she finally broke, and Robin teased her, joking that he'd tried everything and Pierce just needed a sound effect. Robin made every moment fun and unexpected. He once turned a quiet party scene into a full-on dance party, jumping on tables and getting everyone to join. Child actor Mara Wilson said he'd leave little toys on her chair every morning, just to keep things playful. Robin did all of this while also taking time to lift others up. He knew everyone's name on set, made them feel special, and even helped a young actress who got in trouble with her school. He filmed so many different versions of each scene that they used over 2 million feet of film. But it wasn't random. Robin had a system. He came early, talked to the crew, and made everyone feel good. That's who he was. Not just a comedian, but someone who truly cared, and worked hard to make everyone's day better. Robin Williams once said, "If I make them remember that they're part of the story, then I've done the right thing." And that's exactly what he did. His presence on the Mrs. Doubtfire set wasn't just about being funny. It was about making people feel seen, included, and part of something bigger. Sally Field, who worked so closely with him, still carries those memories deeply. Though they weren't close friends off-screen, what they shared on set created a bond she's never forgotten. When she spoke about him at the 2023 SAG Awards, her words were simple, not rehearsed. "There's not a scene in Mrs. Doubtfire where I don't feel his presence," she said softly. She doesn't exaggerate when describing Robin. Her memories of him are clear, honest, and respectful. She once said he was always changing, always moving forward, and that energy didn't overwhelm her. It pushed her to stay sharp and focused. Years later, they reunited briefly at a veterans event. No big reunion, no performance. Just a moment caught in a photo, Robin's hand gently on Sally's shoulder as they laughed. It showed a quiet, lasting respect. Even now, Sally says it doesn't feel like he's gone. "I still think of him as if he's still there." And maybe that's because the mark he left went far beyond just being funny. He made people feel something real. Sally saw it firsthand. His kindness, his inner struggles, and the way he turned every moment into something meaningful. After a particularly emotional scene on the set of Mrs. Doubtfire, young Mara Wilson began to cry. Not because of the performance, but because the emotions lingered afterward. Robin noticed immediately. He didn't make a joke or try to distract her. Instead, he sat down beside her, stayed quiet for a moment, then gently asked if she was okay. She nodded, and he just smiled and said, "Good actors feel things deeply. That's your gift." Sally Field later said she wasn't surprised by moments like that. Robin always noticed things others didn't. He didn't try to analyze people or fix them. He simply saw them, really saw them, and responded with compassion. Their relationship was never full of big displays or dramatic gestures. It was quiet, respectful, and built on creative trust. When Sally's father passed away during filming, Robin was the one who stepped in, stopped production, and made sure she could take the time to grieve. She didn't have to ask. "I knew he would do it," she said. "He saw what I needed without me saying a word." For Sally, Robin wasn't just a co-star. He was a partner on set, a constant creative force who challenged her to be more honest in every scene. He didn't give instructions or critiques. He simply was, present, intense, unpredictable, and that energy forced everyone around him to stay alert, stay real, and stay connected. Years after Robin's death in 2014, those memories have become even more powerful. He was initially thought to have died by suicide after battling depression, but an autopsy revealed the true cause: Lewy body dementia, a rare and aggressive brain disease. He hadn't been properly diagnosed while alive. He knew something was changing in him, but he couldn't explain it. He feared losing control of his mind. And yet, none of that ever showed on set. He was always on, always giving. Looking back, Sally recalls moments of silence between takes. Robin sitting alone, staring at the ground, then suddenly bursting back into life as if nothing had happened. "I never thought of him as a happy person," she once said. "I thought of him as someone who was very in touch with his emotions, even the painful ones." That complexity is what made Robin Williams so human, and so unforgettable. He didn't just play characters, he connected with them, and with the people watching. Even decades later, his co-stars, directors, and fans remember not just the jokes or the brilliance, but the kindness, the small moments, and the realness he brought to everything he touched. That scene had left Mara Wilson visibly shaken. And Robin was the only one who came over to check on her, not as a co-star, but as a caring adult who genuinely wanted to make sure she felt safe. "He treated me like a human being, not just a kid actor," Mara said, her voice quiet with emotion. Lisa Yakub, who also starred in Mrs. Doubtfire, echoed that sentiment. "I was just a teenager, and most people in the industry didn't really treat us like we had much to offer creatively," she said. "But Robin would listen to your ideas. He made you feel like an artist, not just someone there to hit their mark." It's in these moments, off-script, unscripted, unseen by most, that Robin Williams revealed the depth of his kindness and the care he carried for those around him. He wasn't just the heart of Mrs. Doubtfire. He was the soul of every room he entered. If anything you've heard or read here made you feel closer to someone who was once loved by the whole world, someone who left behind more than just performances, please consider leaving a comment. Share this story with someone who's watched Mrs. Doubtfire and remembers the laughter. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter in the stories that remind us why certain people never really leave us.